So, how do I get AI to know my game better than the guys that have been watching me slice for the last 35 years? Stick around, I'll show you how.
Nice ball.
Hey there, YouTube, and welcome to week 2 of my crazy experiment to use AI to help me prepare for a bucket list trip to Chambers Bay with the guys here in now 6 weeks. If you were here last week, I went over the model and how I created the system prompt to develop 4 separate personas or coaches, if you will: a swing coach, a caddie, a nutritionist, and a mental coach. This week, we're going to look at data and what I feed the AI to get to know me, my game, and how I hit the ball. But before that, just a little update on how it's going. If you saw last week, I shot a 79 on the first round after I started listening to him. Maybe a fluke, probably so, but that's an 8-shot improvement over my baseline round of 87, which is about my norm. 2 days later, I did follow it up with an 86 when I played casually with the wife and some friends. However, that 86 was a really, I don't know if this makes sense, but it was probably the best feeling 86 I've had in a long time. It was really 2 holes where I got myself in trouble and didn't play smart, and I dug myself a hole, carded an 8 on one and some double bogeys on the other. But vast majority of the holes, I was picking targets, I was swinging confidently, felt really good. I felt like I had the potential for a sub 80 round, but it wasn't to happen on that day. But I think more to come. So with that said, let's swing over to the computer and I'll show you some of the data, how I structure it, and what I use to get it in the format to feed the AI. All right, so if you remember, this is my GPT, and this is in the configuration setup, and I have the file location here, knowledge base. So everything you upload here in a GPT is going to be the knowledge that the GPT has, that it can reference, and this is where I'm putting all the information about me, the rounds, my launch monitor sessions, so it knows how far I hit each club, the general shape of those clubs, the misses, everything is in there. And then I have my round summaries and, of course, a player profile, so it knows a little bit about me. A GPT can have 20 of these files. I think it's something like 2 million tokens that's allowed in this particular platform. That's probably more than enough for the next 8 weeks in getting round summaries and launch monitoring sessions. What I'm going to do is I want to show you what's in each one of those files. And for that, let's go over to, since I'm a bit of a code head, I'm going to go over to VS Code. I put everything in a JSON file format. It's a standard format for describing things in the computer world, JSON, and that's what I used it. I like the structure. It doesn't have to be this way. It could just be a Word file. It could be a text file that has the exact same information, and let the AI interpret it. It's smart enough to do that. This is my player profile. If you look at it, I go over instances, a little bit about me, my handicap, what I think my strengths are, the weaknesses, typical ball flight, my miss tendency, what clubs I have, my favorite club, recent round summary. So this is my baseline round of 87 at Aguila. My practice habits. So I outlined what I typically practice per week and what I want to focus on. I gave the AI a little bit about my fitness, my diet, sort of my mental game notes. I think I really struggle with confident swings. I put that down, but I try to, I think I'm fairly, I do fairly well remaining calm. I don't throw clubs or anything. I can get upset, but I don't throw stuff. And then short-term goals, break 85, and then long-term goals, reach a 5 handicap. And then right here is my overall goal here. You see this upcoming courses and events. I got a Chambers Bay trip in August. I put 8 weeks because I don't think the AI knows, time of day or what day it is today. But and I want to focus on walking, stamina, green reading, link strategy. This is what I need to get ready for. So this is the player profile. That's pretty easy to set up. Now, what is a little more involved are my launch monitor, or I'm sorry, my round summaries. So I also do round summaries in JSON. And if you look here, it's, date, course, the yardage, slope, handicap. And then I convert my scorecard into JSON. And then down at the bottom, I have, like I said, these are going to be my notes here. These are the things that I write down, things that I was thinking of to give it sort of like a journal, if you will. And so they give the AI insight to what I was thinking, maybe some of my good shots, my bad shots, and then some statistics that can't be gleaned off of the scorecard that I pulled off of Arccos is up here. And okay, you're looking at this and saying, wow, that's a lot of junk to type in. You should just spend your time practicing, Schaefer. Yeah, true. But, I'm not typing all this in all the time. I think journaling is a good thing, but I did write a little web application or web form that you can just type it in. It's a little clearer, and then here's basically what I'm typing in: notable moments, some thoughts about my mental game, how I felt physically, and some lessons learned. And then I hit the button, and it spits out the JSON file. So this is just a little HTML web form that I put together. And when I say I put together, I had AI put it together for me. Just a little bit about that. I think I have it right here. Where is it? Let's see, golf round form. So here's the form, and then it spits it out into JSON. And then likewise, for the scorecard portion of it, that looks pretty laborious. If you look, I just grab the scorecard out of Arccos. And where is Arccos here? So I get to grab the scorecard. Scorecard's got everything. The Arccos scorecard's got everything, right? It shows my fairways, hits, misses, which direction it missed on. And then score, it has the first putt distance. So that sort of tells me, or tells the AI how well my approaches were, up and down opportunities. So again, I just take a snapshot of this. Now you could feed it directly into AI, but it's going to use a lot of AI tokens to convert this scorecard to something it can use. And I'm not sure if that works. So what I did is I used a separate AI process to basically, I made another AI scorecard conversion that basically you feed it I feed it a scorecard, and it spits out the JSON here, and I just snap that and pop it into my JSON round summary file. So it takes the scorecard that I just screenshot out of Arccos, put it into AI, and it breaks down all that into a text-based format. I did it this way just because I want to be absolutely sure I know exactly what's in the data, and I put it all in one place in my round summary. So I got the course, I got the scorecard in here. I have some things out of Arccos that I can't get with just the scorecard. I got average drives, longest drive, approach, there's a really good thing on approaches, how many greens I hit, how many I missed left, how many I missed right, how many I missed short, and then the average distance to the pin on a green and regulation. And a little bit about the shot patterns is all my thoughts, and then notable moments. These are all like, you can sort of see this 3-putt, or found myself in the same rough position as last week. This time I played smart and hit a 5-iron back into the fairway, just a short just a short stand wedge to the green. Proud of this one. So I put these little mental notes in there to give AI some feedback on the round and how it was playing. So that is the main one. And then finally, I do have a launch monitor session, which is basically just all the data out of my launch monitor. And I put this in a CSV file. For those of you who don't know what a CSV file is, it's basically a spreadsheet file. Again, this is a very efficient way of storing the data, and lays it out in a manner that the AI can understand, and it can use for calculations. It could build a database off of it, and can run stats and do calculations off of it. So right now I'm cutting and pasting these into a spreadsheet and then putting them out in CSV form. However, I'm sure just as with the Arccos 2, I'll probably convert both of these over to probably work on a little app that scrapes the web page and pulls the data out straight off the web page. Again, when I say I'm going to write it, it's more than likely going to be AI assisted there. I've been doing a lot of vibe coding, and with the right guidance, it seems to be fairly effective for me, or has been so far. So there you have it. That's a little look into my data structure for the GPT that I'm using. Like I said, I'm listening to the AI. I'm going to it every time I prepare for a round. I tell it where I'm going to play. I'm playing with that, seeing how it prepares me. I got a round in 2 days at a little tougher course, Southern Dunes out in Maricopa. It's a little cut above Aguila. Although the slope isn't much higher, there's 128 sand traps. There's probably more. It's a fairly straightforward course if you stay out of the sand. But I'm going to see how AI prepares me for that, both physically, nutritionally, mentally, and then the drills that the coach has me working on. See how effective those are in getting me ready for that round, and we'll see how it goes. Until then, let me know if you've tried anything like this, or if you think this is just crazy. I welcome all comments. So until next week, guys, have fun, hit them straight, and we'll see you in the next one.